One round on the T side from the Ninjas in pajamas, unable to get their feet into the second half of our first map here for our last game of our second day here for our second week of the Pro League. That's right, I'm your host, Machine. I'm joined by Sponge and Yanko.
Week 3.
This is the third week of Pro League?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Do you know how cool it would have been if you didn't say anything and then no one would have said anything and then I wouldn't have looked like an idiot?
Yeah, except for all the people who are like, what's he talking about, this Muppet? It's week 3. Why does he keep saying week 2? And why does no one correct him? Does no one there know which week it is? But we do, Alex.
Is that what they say?
Know.
Is he sitting there at home? He's watching the stream.
He's
like,
that in.
Oh, god damn! It's not week 3. It's week 2. You know, like that's what they could be thinking. You don't know that. Counter-Strike. Let's talk about it. Mirage was the map, and indeed it was the winners. We got to see more from Mousesports on a map that we consider them to be significantly close to being the best in the world, if not the best.
It didn't start great for them. NiP actually were doing a really good job early. They won the pistol round. They were locking down middle. I think it was 6 rounds, and then from there they had to fight to get back in it. Mousesports were able to get back into the matchup and actually win the half, 8-7. Getting the pistol. Rops' aim looks so mechanical. He looks like a bloody robot from time to time. I'm not saying I'm a Rops fan, but some of those shots he hits absolutely nuts. There's 2 big kills in the pistol round. He's AK, taking in that A site. Mousesports is looking very well-rounded at this point. Yeah,
he is a spicy meatball for sure. Yanko, any kind of thoughts on Mirage in particular?
On the map in general, Alex?
No,
something like that happened?
Sorry, okay, evidently you guys are here to undermine me today.
I'm sorry. No, I think it's... I think it just shows the fact that NiP had such a hot start and only managed to get 8 rounds on the board, how good, again, Mousesports is on this map. You know, against some teams you would say, yeah, if you can get a good start against them, then maybe you can run away with the game. With Mousesports, it seems like no matter what, like how good your start is, they're going to get at least 5 or 6 rounds on that T side, and that's like worst case. Worst case, on average, probably something like 8 rounds is what they get. So quite impressive. And then on the CT side, after winning pistol, you could see how, you know, easy shutdown basically in that second half, and not that much that NiP has compared to Mousesports on this map. Really, I think this one was, you know, pretty clear, a huge favorite.
And we've also been very doubtful of NiP's T sides in general, calling them one-dimensional. You're going in T side against a team who's very comfortable on the CT side. It was a recipe for disaster.
In Katowice, we saw them mainly doing contact plays and more stuff based off chemistry and teamwork and trading as opposed to elaborate strategies, which is something that's going to take them a while to build that arsenal with Dennis as the in-game leader, Peter as the new coach. They're probably going to want to mix things up a lot. But looking through to train, it's a map where I think that, you know, a lot of those hybrid AWPers that they have, you know, Dennis can AWP, Forrest can AWP, Draken can AWP, Rez can AWP. It's something that can be a little bit more...
can auto-sniper.
And Garrett can auto-sniper, so let's have a 5 scope strat. But this is something that they can be a little bit more versatile on. So if they can, you know, get the economy up on their CT side, might be able to find a bit of impact.
And also, to be fair, in some of the previous games, we have seen them run a couple of executes on train. You know, that B1 that they used to have almost a similar one at the very least, with the old lineup, with a lot of Molotovs behind site and in their bomb site. So maybe here, if they get off to a good start, they could have a better T side.
Well, when Oscar's playing like he did on Mirage, if he plays it again on Train, it's going to be very tough cookie to crack. That's not an expression. What we can do, though, is actually take a little look at a clip. When we're talking about Train, this could be interesting. Do you want to set the scene, Chad?
This is basically, you know how I always talk about tendencies and exploiting rotations and stuff? We have a clip here of Mousesports versus Na'Vi at the finals of the Star Ladder I Series, whatever the event was called.
Star Series I League Season 4 finals.
That's the one I meant to say. But this is basically Mousesports versus Na'Vi in the finals on the T side and taking advantage of the rotations. They were bullying Zeus towards the inside, so if we can get that bad boy running, here we go. So basically what they're doing is Zeus is the solo inside holder, and we know if you go to those players, hey Alex, and you're able to kill them or make that rotation come in, then you're going to force a rotation out of the remainder of the CTs. So in this round specifically, they're actually able to kill Zeus, and you're going to see the over-rotation come in from Electronic, Flamey, and Simple.
Right.
Now, Chris J and Sunny, individual players, one towards Team Mid, and then Chris J towards Ivy, take so much map control based off of this, and these over-rotations. Look at this. One player dies, Electronic, Flamey, and Simple all rotate. He wasn't even in a position to call the bomb. They didn't even run to the bomb site. All 3 of these players are now out of position. Sunny and Chris J know the rotations, or know that a heavy rotation is coming in because they have been bullying inside throughout this entire matchup. They're able to take so much space. Sunny can see there's nothing around Team Middle. Chris J's already in the back alleys. He's going to get a kill on Flamey here because they've realized they've over-rotated. And now, that's the round done. All because of 1 kill and bullying the inside player on train.
This is Zimzam Wigwam.
Yeah,
that's the way the cookie crumbles, Alex.
That is the way the cookie crumbles. That is how the cookie does crack. All of the expressions.
What cracks?
Cookies crack, man. Cookies are crack. Love a good cookie. Anyway, cracks aside, let's see if they can find the cracks in the Mousesports train, because NiP are going to be on the struggle bus. Otherwise, it could be difficult for them to fully get up and running. When you talk about over-rotations, is that not more of a criticism towards Na'Vi than it is a praise of Mousesports? Or is
Yeah,
more
but
of
the fact that Christian has the balls to just keep going until he actually finds a kill, right? Because they know that they've been bullying inside. They know that they're going to be forcing that over-rotation out of Na'Vi. So, sure, it is a bad thing by Na'Vi, but they've set that precedent. The score was 7-1 at that point in the game, right? They've been bullying Zeus the entire time.
Chad's right here. He set the scene pretty nicely. You know, great round from Mousesports, overreaction from Na'Vi. But what really happened is everyone on I was just like,
Zeus is dead.
Zeus just died again. And be like, let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Like, you know, let's all go there. Oh, and then it's like, oh, they're not on B, are they? They're probably all over the A side. So that's when Flamey dies. And it's like, save.
God, I really would love like a montage of the amount of, because you know, almost every time that that's said, it's going to be in a very kind of
jaded tone
of just like
disappointment.
Which is wrong. Which is wrong. It should always be. It should be like save. Okay, let's see. The next round, guys, we should do this adjustment, that adjustment, blah, 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 blah.
Instead of...
It's like, it sounds like Henry's disappointment in you when you die in Arena of Valor.
Yeah, or any other video game. Play whatever you want.
CS included.
CS included. Yeah, Henry does the note. He gets very nasally when I'm playing Counter-Strike, yeah. I haven't even started playing yet. It's a 1v3. I haven't even had a chance. Let me get one frag. Anyway, that's us playing Counter-Strike aside. We're waiting on one player, and one player is the last question. Felt like a quiz host there. That was nice. I need one player from either of you. Either side, I'm going to give you Mousesports. You have the opportunity to talk about NiP. One player to watch, and we'll be a win condition.
But when you say one player from either of you, that means like just one of us should say it.
Okay, so while we're going ahead and picking apart vocabulary, Yanko, let's hear a W from you, shall we?
I don't like where this is going.
Or would you like to walk off? Right, let's talk about this one. Go.
Alex is not enough. He's done.
Give me a player.
Oscar. I think Oscar is a very explosive offer for this team. When he gets in position on the T side, he's clutch as anything, Alex. And he had a fantastic game on Mirage, so expect more out of him here.
Can't hold it in.
I can't believe you went in on Yanko like that.
He went in on me 3 times.
Yeah.
Go on then.
It's bullying. Bullying is rough.
What Chad said.
I wanted one from NiP.
I can give you one from NiP as well. Yeah, I think it'll have to be. I think it'll have to be Draken.
Drake. So basically, you've gone for
the AWPers.
The AWPers.
Yeah.
I mean, it's train. I guess that's justifiable.
I go for the low-hanging fruit every day of the week, mate.
Ready?
Yeah.
Not going to jump on that one. not running with that one. But also, when we're talking about AWPers, I know you've gone for the low-hanging fruit. The slightly higher-up fruit is that of Chris J on the secondary AWP, which I know, Yanko, you are convinced and stand by on a regular occasion.
Yeah, absolutely. I loved Chris J towards the end of his tenure as the primary AWPer, I guess is the best way to put it. I think he was doing a lot of work for that Mousesports lineup, even when Nico was on the team. So to see him completely steer away from it, you know, I was a bit sad. But now as a secondary AWPer, you could see him even at times. He realizes sometimes the situation in which his team is in, like when they're losing ground, you know, he goes for aggressive moves. He wants to boost everyone's confidence by the plays that he makes, and he's been making them more often than not.
And that's not something we necessarily see, right? Like when you think secondary AWPer, you think a rifler holding a line.
Yeah.
That tends to be where your mind jumps to, whereas you never really considered the fact that he's, as someone that has had a tenure as a primary AWPer, he's got more to his playbook.
I remember talking to Nico at the time when they were adding Oscar initially to the lineup. I was like, I think you should keep Chris J on the AWP and have just Oscar rifle, because Oscar initially as a player was a rifler. He's similar to Simple in which he started picking up the AWP because his team needed a competent one. So I thought that would maybe be a better alternative for Mousesports. They went a different way. Now they're both hopping.
Yeah, I love it. Mousesports looking good. Of course, picked up the first win on Mirage. Now we venture into Train. Let's see if they can keep it on the track. Introducing your casters, though. We do have Lauren Pansy Scott and we do have Henry Greer. Thank you so much, gentlemen. That's Chad and Yanko. Quick question. Same one as I asked those guys. I give them a player each.
Okay.
Hank, why are you looking at me like that?
I just love your work.
Thanks, man. Thank you so much. It's really,
go on.
it's been wonderful.
One player from each team.
Yeah, he's got lazy and named AWPers. Can I not have AWPers from you?
I will go with the in-game leader of NiP, perhaps. Go
Yeah, that's
Dennis.
fair, yeah.
I feel like no one really shone at all there for NiP whatsoever. I feel like it's a very average, lackluster performance overall. Dennis, the tactics need to be Step up your game, man.
One round on T side, dude. Yeah.
No, it was just a really like kind of boring approach in terms of a tactical game on Mirage, a map which almost every team will be playing at this point. I felt like they could have had a bit more depth overall, but also maybe Forest as well.
Yeah, now he's got to go do T side train lore, and that's no easy task. I'll leave it with you.
Yeah, thanks, mate. Thank you for not flaming us like you did. Yanko's actually left. He's left the analysis desk here. You've hurt his feelings. Alex is very spicy today, isn't he, Henry?
He always is, but that was something else. I have to say that was. Maybe suggesting there's turmoil on the analyst desk. Maybe there's like a little soap opera storyline going on there. For some betrayal, perhaps.
Chat's nodding?
Yeah, nodding. So that suggests there definitely is, and maybe there's a bit of
there's some discord
behind-the-scenes action going on.
Well, hopefully they can deal with that while we wait for the game to start up. Hopefully the players are ready to go in this one. We are still waiting just to find out what's going on with them. I feel as though they were already filling a little bit of time, so hopefully there's not too much filling here.
What
and
gave
we can
that
just
away
jump in.
out of interest?
I don't know, maybe the fact that Alex snapped at his desk. I don't know.
I was the same question he'd already asked everyone else. Oh, that may be...
Oh, critical here.
Just
He's
saying.
left the room and you're just throwing some shade.
I see my opportunity.
The finest moments.
Yes.
Well, on the T side, it will be NiP, Mousesports on the CT side. And well, for NiP, they need everything they can get if you want to look at Mirage as a indicator. And the pistol round would certainly be a lovely start. Dennis, going to give them a good shot at that.
Both of them, though. I think they both dinked Chris J at the same time and get the headshot there. Pretty brutal stuff. Dennis and Forrest, that is not a combo you want coming at you with Glocks. As we get into round number one, Sticker will have to react here and push towards Ivy. He's going to call for the rotation towards inside. He's going to say, take a gamble. Everyone get towards inside. Oscar's ready to come behind him as well. You can see Sunny getting towards that connector. They're getting a lot of information here. So this round isn't over. Unsilenced USP being used by Sunny here. Not really. It feels a little bit different. I guess that's about as much as I can say. There's no benefit to it, though.
Well, let's see if it sounds different. Maybe it throws off the tees. Who knows? Oh, my God. Maybe there is method to this madness. That's a shot and a half. Dennis goes down. We can see if there's anyone else who wants to have a little bit of a fight here. Already Rez pushing up close, but there's someone else doing the same thing. And it's Draken. Perfect position from him, and he gets two. Robs and Sunny get swept aside, and we're down to this 3v2 situation. Bomb still ticking over. Oscar's got himself in a really prime spot here, but Get Right catches a glimpse, and now you can see everyone converging towards it. Sticko's going to have to do some heavy lifting if he wants this one to work out well.
Well, there we go. It will be a round in favour of NiP here. The bomb a little bit too far gone. Sticker of no kit. He did go for that initial flank, got the information, but overall, NiP, well played, getting the early kill towards the Ivy position, falling back towards inside, and finding the kills required. That's unsilenced USP of Sunny. Did find one kill, quite a nice one, but that was it. And just talking that a bit more, obviously the silenced USP gets one tap headshots anyway, so yes, there's not really...
It doesn't change anything.
No, like I guess it does feel a bit different. Maybe that's all like Mousesports are the players that do it the most. Oscar does that sometimes as well. I'm not really sure. Maybe it's just to say, you know what, I want you to know where you're getting killed from. I want to see you see me, and then before I kill you. Maybe that's it. It's a disrespectful move.
I like it.
But,
if that's the actual reason why, but probably...
Probably not.
Yeah, probably not. Well, we could always just ask. I mean, but I like theory crafting with you, Hank. I think, you know, it's the best of content. And speaking of content, Sunny got himself that UMP. So, UMP armor. Got a smoke, got a nade. Pretty well set up here. If he can make some real impact happen, that's quite nice. But it looks like Get Right might have an idea, an inkling possibly that this is the case. But again, he doesn't want to get lackluster or get kind of tunnel visioned on something. He knows that CZ, Deagles these days are so deadly. So again, you've got to be on your toes here.
We'll see what happens. And we'll be round number 2 here and desperately looking for those 1Ds. Mousesports certainly a team that are well versed with the pistols. Sunny though takes a nade to the face. It's going to make his UMP completely non-existent now as we get into the 4 versus 4. Nice shot by Robs there. Chris J looking to use his smoke, and he does that very well. No trade potential from the Ninjas. A little bit disappointing there. Chris J open things up, and you're right. Sticko does make his way into a great position. Spots Drake and doesn't have to shoot just yet. Wants to see what's available to him. There's a Galil, so his patience paying off right now. And he's going to get gifted a couple of kills here, perhaps. Does damage towards Forest. Smartly falls back, fades off, and Mousesports will indeed be winning this round. I have to say, NiP not running the default, not giving them a chance to kind of push for information or pushing CTs back, flushing them out, just one by one out of main entrance, trying to find kills where they can, and it all comes crumbling down around them. Mousesports on the CT side answer back, and presumably this means a force buy for NiP in this particular round. Round number 3 will spell Deagles, CZs, and Rez with no armor. He is not the AWP, so surprising. Oh, there it is. He will go all in as well. Draken might not want to do the same, but he certainly has. Means the AWP potential is going to be a little bit slower than usual. As I go towards inside, I've got no nades to speak of.
Sure, it is quite nice to see a team like Mousesports still seeming so consistent in comparison to so many other teams who are in that weird like transitional period of like adding a new player or weird kind of situations they're in. So for me, I'm glad to finally see a team that seems to kind of at least have it together for now.
I don't think anyone thought this team would do anything, right? When it was announced, this current look of it, it's like, well, you got some 17-year-old kid from Estonia, no one's heard of, like he just played like the
Bit of
pubs and all.
FPL, yeah.
And you're just like, and then you've got Chris J, like never been a star player.
J,
Sticko from Hellraisers, who was like an average player for them. I don't think anyone's thinking this is a team that's going to win events, you know. And they've proved everyone wrong. And I've been happy to see them develop. I think they're a great squad and got good discipline as well. It seems like they learn every event they go to. But can they learn from this? It will be NiP to get the bomb down here. Good trades with Rops. Get Rise low HP, but he does have the rifle, gives that to Draken. And now there's a real chance they can win this one. Could they answer back with their own force buy?
We know Forest can be a real menace in this sort of spot. Mouse, though, starting to mount the retake coming in as NiP just brace themselves for the break upon the shore. And that's Forest finding one. He does get brought back into line by Sunny, and then the push comes forward. We're down to a 2v2 here, making a 2v1. Only Rez alive. The bomb still ticks, though, but there is a kit in Chris J's hands. You can see Sticko instantly gets position. He knows how this goes, and that should have been a shot to maybe finish this off. And the shot comes through in the end. He's done it. There's no chance. Brilliance from Rez in the last second available. Somehow hits that shot through the thinnest of margins.
Sticko is there watching that angle as well. He'll be a little bit red-faced after that one, knowing that he was the one that could have stopped that play coming in. There's one bullet separated him and defeats, and it's Rez to deliver that killing blow to the diffuser, which is about 4 seconds gone as well. So that was very well played by Rez, and maybe Chris J would have been better off facing with him, but the time was running so low, as you could see. Very difficult round. They still will have money, though. NiP certainly do answer back with their own force buy. 2-1 in their favour now. And we're going to round number 4. Orb comes out, and Draken fast towards a pop dog. Still doesn't have to sniper for himself. Oscar on the ticket booth. Sticko patrolling after saving the AK-47, but it's not going to be up for too long. But we'll open things up. Oscar shows he's got the AWP, and he normally carries these rounds for his team. Let's see what he can do this time.
Considering what happened to NiP against Virtus Pro on this map not too long ago, just prior to the last map, it's bad news all over, but Oscar catches a glimpse of a foot just on the edge of that smoke, but you can see the response coming in. NiP really take control of Ivy. Draken now being played out into it, but Sunny, the timing's excellent. He works that so well. High flash comes out. He's going to play a little ahead of it, but it doesn't actually blind Forest at all. So he's going to find him. The bomb's still down, so you can see them starting to really try and pester this one. And again, keeping it pretty spicy here. They don't have the bomb. 50 seconds, and Oscar, he's got an angle. The 1v2, don't you dare line up against this man. He finds Dennis, he goes back again for more. And of course, it's Oscar dealing with this so well. 4 kills for him, and you said it. He comes alive in these situations. He's the man who can carry his team in these sort of moments, and he certainly does that.
Excellent stuff from Oscar. Every time he seems to do it, it works out for them. They'll even do it with just Glocks and one orb. They'll see what's available to them. If Oscar can manage to open up 1 kill, fall back, find a second on the other part of the map, it's so beautiful to watch sometimes, and it pays off once again. These 4 spies, back to back now. No one running away with the game and able to find consecutive rounds since we started here. 2-2, inside rush, straight up. Robso, ready and waiting. Perfect incendiary will delay them. He does considerable damage to all 3 of them. Forest tries to escape the flames, but they're too much. It still finds him some kills here, and it's not clear who's going to win the round. Mousesports take a slight lead here, but Dennis will snatch it right back. 2 versus 1 against him, and the CZ does not prevail. Mousesports have broken the serve, and it will be a full eco for NiP with no plant coming in. But still, a crazy rush coming in. The CZ's always going to be deadly with those sort of rounds. 5 of them bundling down the lower ramp, but it has to be the full eco at this point. Nothing really can be purchased here.
Yeah, very chaotic, wasn't it?
Yes.
SMGs, MP9s, and Chris J. P250s on the other side, so you know it's money-making time. Let's see what they can get done. With this one, I'm curious. So it could be a nice little nade stack as well, which is indeed the case, but does work. All right, MP7s, why not? I don't know the statistical benefit in comparison to the MP9. Like I don't know the exact amounts, but I mean. So
it has more damage. It costs more. Has more range. Has higher. At the same rate of fire, I think, but it's just more comparable to the UMP, I guess, in terms of like it costs $500 more, and it's not much better, but the higher rate of fire, and it's slightly more mobile while moving. That's what I can really say for it. Okay. But I still feel like UMP's king, even with the slight nerf it got, just because of the $500 difference.
Well, so far, the MP9's just holding its own as well. So SMG's working out well. It was Oscar mostly keeping control of this with 3 kills for himself. Forest still in it to win it. P250 to hand, and the bomb is down by B. Not planted, but dropped. Maybe you can get a plant if he's very lucky, but highly unlikely. You can see the Mousesports are there, but they are wounded. And Oscar seemed a little bit caught out by that, but he does recover so well, and another round with 4 kills in it for him.
It's not bad, is it? He really is getting in the zone now, and that's a real horrible thought for NiP fans around the world, because once he gets down a map like Train, you know what? Ever since they lost Freiburg, I've kind of toned it down a bit. Like, he was my boy. Yeah. I told Freiburg that. I was like, you know what? Ever since you left, I kind of lost the hype a bit. They haven't really done much since Oakland, have they?
No.
I'm still a believer, you know. I still like.
You're waiting to see.
Fan of Forest and get right, but I'm waiting to see whether they can get it together. And they start playing good again. I put the jersey back on.
Got it. Just a fair weather fan, but a fan of the double ops as well. He said this is their kind of. You know,
I think this is the most potent double ops setup in the game right now.
How is Sonny doing this?
He's just having fun.
Just having fun.
Running around the MP9, might as well.
Good time, gal.
Yeah. Yeah. Famously, yeah.
Known for it.
5 versus 3, so, and make it to Chris J. Yeah, I'll say that again. I feel like this double AWP setup is probably the best in the game right now. I think that's crazy to say, but Chris J, great at the AWP, perfect for the secondary role, and Oscar, superstar in the making. Like, he's definitely contending for the #1 spot. Get right, used to be there, but for now, he'll have to struggle back into this round. 2 kills to his name so far, but Sunny's coming silently, though, and Get Right will have to fall back, and he might find his demise right now, but good shot. Get Right showing some of that old form, as he now brings it into a 2-on-2. Remember, this was a 5-on-2.
Oh, this could be good. Now, there is a man up top towards that higher side of the balcony, that being Chris J. Trained towards this. Get Right. Caught on the reload. Not a chance in hell. Chris J keeps this afloat for Mousesports and extinguishes that threat of the fire that was starting to build beneath NiP. Forest now left in the 1v2. We've seen maybe Get Right roll back the years a little, but Forest, it was almost there, but Sticko a little closer and a little bit more on point. Couldn't quite recover the second AWP though, but still, we get a little watch back of this.
Well, there we go.
This was from the round before. Yeah, it should be the P250 kill, I think.
Tap.
Bam.
Oh, that will be it.
Well.
Goodbye, and it will be another partial buy for NiP. So they had that interesting start, the tug of war with the finances, but overall, it's the Mousesports looking very comfortable now. They've got another pistol run against them, will be an A execute. The smoke's going in, objective just to plant the round, see what happens after that. But Get Right, finding 3 kills there. We haven't really had a historic moment from him in like, what, a year and a half, maybe. Like, you can't think of any of his monster clutches like he used to get back in the day. Like, he'll occasionally have like a good map, and he's like, oh, it's pretty good. But he hasn't had one of those iconic moments, you know, like he used to get all the time 1.6, and obviously in the beginning of CSGO as well. It's been a while.
He's an old man. He's tired. He wants to have a break. He's chilling out.
He's younger than me.
Christ, how old are you, Hank?
30 this year.
Oh, Lord. Wait, you've made it out of the club?
27 club, yeah.
You sailed past that.
Yeah, that was no problem at all. That was probably the most touch and go year for me, I won't lie.
There were moments.
Bit off the rails.
Okay, but you're an adult now.
I'm a bit more stable these days. That's not saying much, you know. But
let's say,
it's fine. There's no doctor's appointments, psychiatrist visits coming up anytime soon. So it's good.
It's all going well.
Yeah, it's all fine.
Well, so there's hope for Get Right.
Yeah, I don't know how we got that.
In the bigger picture, yeah. Get Right's all right.
That's what we're trying to say in a roundabout way. That's what we mean.
Here we go.
So 6-2, and the AWP comes out for Draken. We'll see whether he can step up here. He'll have Dennis maybe bait him in. They do spot 1, lined up for the kill on Sticko, but he's being very tentative as he holds the line now. Smoke will come in. That thwarts Draken's chances. And he might have to boost the player up on the railing here to see over the smoke. I think that's the play. We'll have a look. No, can't find anything. That smoke's too thick. As the flashbangs will come in, the nade is decent. Hits Dennis and Get Right. He's on the other side of the map. We'll give him it. But you get the idea.
To me.
He got hit by a grenade.
There we go. Don't need to be even specific about
exactly.
it. Exactly.
I just say the sweeping statements, and I'll always be right.
Yeah,
Someone got hit by a grenade.
I'm the play-by-play caster here.
Yes.
All right, Henry. Sweeping statements and just reading the kill feed. We just shout words. You know, it's pretty easy.
Alex gave me the challenge the other day. Could I ever do a cast from just the HLTV squad?
Do you reckon you could?
I'm not sure. I feel like you could probably blag it. Like,
yeah, but it'd be pretty poor. But people would notice, right? Surely.
Yeah. Well, that's the challenge. If you get a tweet, you fail.
Well, Henry, you're doing pretty well so far.
Don't tell them. Still a 5-on-5 with 30 seconds and no map control at all. Not even the brown horse towards inside. They've got nothing. NiP are floundering a bit here. They're going to have to find kills right here, right now. A last-ditched attempt towards A main, but Sunny not exactly ready for it. But Chris J certainly is. Hits one. Can't find the killing blow just yet. Sunny waits by the E-box. He might go down here. This is actually looking quite promising for NiP now. But 10 seconds, and the bomb still down, but not planted. Forrest will find a couple here, and 6 seconds.
Time.
Can't plant.
Well,
And
it
he'll go
all
down
looks
to no
quite
money.
interesting.
He gets no cash the next round.
Oh, dying after time.
Yep, Draken will stay on $350. This is not ideal. There we go. So anyone who's not aware, maybe you're a new viewer, you're an NiP fan or something like that. I'm not sure, the big names here, big org. If you die after the timer, no bomb has been planted, you get 0 cash in the next round. So Draken there, trying to stay alive, couldn't plant the bomb. Unless it reads 4 seconds at the top of your screen, you cannot plant. I think we covered all the bases there.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty good, especially from the kill feed alone. In,
Yeah, exactly,
HLTV.
right.
I'm amazed.
It's
You're a smart
it's what
boy.
I do. Double orb setup again, and pistols again, as
Oscar.
NiP managed to win the first round of the half. Unfortunately, haven't really got much done since then. Oscar, one of the absolute dirtiest AWPers in the game right now.
There's not many other ways to put it. He doesn't even peek on the first guy. Like he waits long enough, in theory, for like a number of players to go past, so you feel like no one's gonna be watching it. I mean, the guy's just, you know, bit of an animal. Draken, I wouldn't dare do it. I'd just leave him alone. I'd walk away. I'd just leave train. Just stop. 7-2 though, and it's Rops there supporting him as well. So they're kind of being herded towards the monster himself. And I guess you got to pick your poison. Do you want to be hurt by Oscar or Rops at this point? So I mean,
Can I have both?
if you play your cards right, Henry, you can have anything you want. 8-2. NiP are indeed floundering. They do get a purchase out of this one, but I mean, it feels like it's very flat again from them.
Yeah, this is nothing to write home about, is it? Like Dennis, the player I called out for being the one to watch.
Oh, yeah.
No, actually, I did say he has to be. He's one of the win conditions. Maybe I am correct there. He really isn't bringing amazing strategies right now, and he's on 3 kills at the moment. So we'll see. I would still give NiP the benefit of the doubt for about a month. I would say, like, you know what? It's probably the longest standing in-game leaders for an organization, exists since 2012. He was there for NiP. For them to change their entire system and bring him in, it's going to be a transition period, right? It's not going to be an overnight success, and I'm aware of that. So I feel like this is very weak and average from them right now, but still early days and a half. They can still get 8-7. So it's not all lost just yet. We'll give them some time to calibrate themselves. And they've done this before, and I have not been impressed with it. They just jump down the lower ramp all at the same time. Watch out for this. They all go together. There we go. And then they try and connect with the rotating players. But this is actually looking quite promising now. Oscar got nothing, and that is good news for NiP. Will he be able to stop them pushing down towards him? The flashbangs are excellent. But Kraken, great shot actually, but quickly replied. Why isn't it bombing planted? There it is. Finally does go down, and NiP have the advantage. Looking for a 3 here.
Dennis will come into this equation eventually, but it depends what happens on the side. If it even matters, it's just down to Sunny pretty much in a 1v2, and Forrest, brave as you like, brazen as ever, swings out and takes a fight towards him while he knows where he is, and it worked out well. No one was really watching that lower side ramp push attentively. I guess you kind of don't expect people just to like dry hit it as such. You kind of expect maybe a smoke or like a set piece to be put into play, but I guess that's the only time I've actually seen that work out quite well was then. I mean, if it works, if it gets you around on the board at this point for NiP, that's kind of the
well, that's the
the
end
long
of
and
the game
short
right
of
now,
it.
isn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
just try and bundle into the bomb side together, see whether you can trade out frags. They certainly did. Luckily, Oscar missed a couple of shots for them, so that was obviously beneficial. And Rops is being very sneaky here, pushes up the lower ramp and will try to play behind that smoke. Unfortunately, now that he's pushed so far back, it hasn't really done much for him, and now he's just in a very standard position. They can pre-fire that. He'll get out in the nick of time. Inside execution, this is what NiP were famous for when Threat was first brought in. They've got a deadly inside execution. They're not even going to do that. This is a contact play towards the upper ramp, from what I can tell right now. They're just going to walk out and see if they can find frags. That's normally Rops' calling card, and he's going to go down here, certainly. Gets one. I'm surprised he even got that, so well played to him, as NiP will get an early plant. Draken needs to hit some shots now. Smoke in towards the connector. This is looking like an NiP round once again.
Yeah, this is nice so far. Last time they got a good couple of kills. They took away Oscar quite quickly.
Here
He
he
was not
comes.
hitting the shots, and here we go. Let's see if this actually works out now. Drake can find Sticko. That's a nice bit of impact play, but still 3 alive. But the double AWP retake, never easy, even with the talent they have. And Get Right, living up to what we know him for. That late, cautious, slow, well, precise play. Look at that. 2 big kills back to back. Oscar and Chris J, both AWPs taken out of the matter, and we will see finally NiP with a little bit of life to them.
Yes,
taking
that's
away
much
the
better.
money from Mousesports as well.
Yeah. Perfect flank. They said his inside executions can be deadly, splitting between lower and upper. Rops couldn't do anything about it. This is quite crispy from Get Right as well. That second shot, absolutely perfect. As he will send them into a full eco here. They have got a CZ and a P250. That's about it. Sunny invests in some armor as well. But now we have a competitive game on our hands at least. They'll be able to get at least 5 rounds on the board, and that's fine on the T side. As this is the final map of the evening. I'll just make sure that's clear. We've had 6 games in total every evening. This is week 3, day 2. We're getting there now. It's less weeks in this season of Pro League. I think we have more games in the evening, so it kind of balances out in that respect. But it means you get even more Counter-Strike every single evening.
And that's what we love here.
Yeah.
Well, see if we see the brilliance from that CZ P250. At the moment, NiP should be trying to keep this as clean as possible, lose out on as little as they can. Christian going to try and bait in for his teammate Sticko, but I doubt they'll fall for it. It's got to be checked at this point, but we'll see how well he can sell this as the two players do get closer, but he's so cautious. He's so worried about the other side of things. Dennis, he is keeping this in mind, and he gets the job done. Sticko goes down. Christian couldn't quite sell him that story, as now Sunny with the CZ is your last man standing. NiP, good approach, cautious, careful, and really keeping their head about them.
Absolutely so. 5 players will survive here for NiP. Sunny, last remaining player, holding towards the CT steps. CZ in hand. And I don't think they'll be able to do much about this. So, will they find him? He's got the armor. He might as well just save it. Believe it or not, it's just a pistol. But that armor he's purchased costs $650. And that will be useful for the next round. As he just holds up and sees if there's any exit frags available. Dennis is coming in his direction. But I'm not sure he'll fully commit. We'll have a look. He will. And it looks like Dennis actually takes his frag. Absolutely does. And it will be a clean sweep for NiP. Not really taking much damage at all. Can they find the last 2 rounds and bring it to 8-7? I did say that was a possibility. Here's Dennis. Looking better now. He was on 3 and 10, I think, at one point. This is much better.
Well, they need him to wake up. They need everyone to kind of wake up a little bit. Yeah, Rez is very quiet as well, 5 to 12. Not seeing much from him. Everyone else kind of sitting towards, I guess, nothing special, but relatively middle of the pack. But NiP need a big performance now. Let's see what they can do. Oscar back on the AWP, feeling, I guess, enraged from what he's seen. His counterpart goes down, though. Chris J, his partner in crime, the other AWPer for this team, gets removed. I think Draker might have spotted this too, but you can see Oscar wants to get so involved. He's so ready to try and turn the odds back into their favor. Swings in, he's finding Get Right. That's perfect from him. So much difference being made from this just one man.
Yeah, he's very, very good. 4 versus 3 now. Both kills courtesy of Oscar. I reckon we'll be holding towards the main entrance, looking for that 8-7 scoreline, and he might be able to find it for them. Takes down Sticko. He was actually towards the hell position. Forrest setting himself up towards Ivy. The bomb currently resides in Olaf with Dennis. And now they still have a minute, and they're just going to wait for any sort of CT reactions, wait for a mistake to be made. You can see they're kind of huddled up towards the connector right now. That's going to be Rops and Oscar, with Sunny watching the Ivy position here. And this is the key duel. If Sunny finds this kill, bit of an off angle, it could be absolutely everything.
See how Forrest plays it. He's got to get around it. He does get the kill as well. Sunny goes down, and this does kind of unlock the site a little bit. It allows that play to come in. Rob's in a bit of a naughty position up top, though. That could maybe work out, but they're being meticulous, NiP. They put down the smokes. They keep the Molotovs up. He won't be able to stop the plant. He might get information as to where they back to. Doesn't take the shot. So they know where Forrest is. They know roughly where Dennis is. But you still got your danger man. You still have Drake and somewhere unknown. But they've unleashed Oscar. They've sent him in the right direction. This plays in well, but Forrest now takes a swing. He gets the timing just perfect. It's Rops left in the 1v2 in a very unlikely situation.
He has no kit here, so no chance getting the defuse in right under their nose, but he does get 1 kill. That should be the round still for NiP. Like I said, no kit, so he'll just try and get 1 more kill here. Consolation flag at this point, not even going to get that. The bomb might even go off as well. Forrest closing it out, 8-6, and the money's still going to be tight for Mousesports, as you can see, $3,000 per player. As we head into the second half, it feels like it will be tied up at 8-7, or as close as we can possibly get. 5-13, you're right, Rez is very quiet. Remember, he was instrumental in their victory over in Oakland. He was like a one-man army.
Yeah,
it was pretty unbelievable what he was doing there. I haven't really seen that form come back at all.
Feels like a lifetime ago.
Yeah. But up until Katowice, they were the reigning IEM champions, which
That is true.
kind of nuts.
Yeah, strange to think about. NiP do get a couple of players out, one towards Olaf. See them tendering for map control building throughout it, and the purchase coming back in from Mousesports is very poor. It's functional, but it's not ideal by any margin. UMPs, scouts, a deagle here and there. I mean, it's not great. They do have some utility as well, but on the other side, it's looking pristine for NiP. Waiting to see how they get it to work out. And speaking of Rez, he does get a kill. Finding Chris J, not a bad start for him, but look at the play coming out from Mousesports as well. Very, very aggressive, pushing up towards those box halls over by B, getting the information, but it doesn't matter. The push comes in, and the power is there with NiP for now.
It will be 8-7 by the looks of things. NiP pull their socks up, and they managed to actually look like a pretty stable unit towards the end of that half. Like I said, give them some time. Give them over by any stretch, even when it was down to like 8-2. They managed to get the last remaining rounds here. This one's guaranteed at this point. Robs are just a UMP. Halftime score going to be pretty much splitting the difference in anyone's game. It's still wide open as they will collect the bomb. Just being very cautious, making sure they give nothing up here. I'd like to see that.
Yeah, and if it does go this way, if it does go to 8-7, it'll be exactly the same score as what we saw on that last map, on the half.
Sure.
So that'd be quite interesting.
But that's when Mousesports ran away with it.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, they're on the CT side right now, and they started off great, but then NiP exploiting that inside area. I think they're aware that Rops plays that solo pretty much most of the time. So if you go in there quickly and catch him in transition, you know his nuances and his kind of tendencies where he likes to go. You just go in there, you take him out, at least trade him out 4-on-4. You're likely to win the round. You know he's there by himself most of the time.
And Draken is watching and awkwardly jumps that mouse wheel.
I didn't think that was a thing anymore. That was the Intelli 3.0 bug
But
he
it's
used
still
to
the
get.
thing. It's like if you have jump on mouse wheel, if you just click mouse 2 sometimes or mouse 1. It's just
Really?
like, yeah.
I used to get it on the 3.0 all the time, but I haven't seen it for a
1.1
while.
wasn't great for it either.
Yeah, the Microsoft mouse really didn't work out too well
They
for
were
that.
very good. They were very good.
But there we go. It's going to be 8-7. NiP starting to wake up here. They've had some
yeah.
difficult results this evening, but this one could be turned around considering they go to the CT half. Dennis with that USP again to kick things off. Maybe it'll be enough to get them in the lead here. We'll find out. Says, we'll look at the highlights here. Sunny didn't have one of his godlike games. He actually had a bit of a stinker earlier against G2. He actually dropped, I think it was 0 and 14 in the first half of Nuke, after dropping 46 kills or something in the first map. It was pretty weird. The disparity in performances, yeah, it was a bit odd. But here we go. Here's the scores on the doors. This time, though, Oscar, no surprise, he's at the top. 18 kills, 10 deaths. On the other side, pretty equally distributed. It will be Forest nipping in there with 13. Get right, and Draken just behind with 12 each. ADR highest will be Rops, actually. Only 10 kills, but somehow gets over 100 ATR. That's a lot of assists going on there. A lot of dinks.
Yeah, it's doing all right. But yeah, going into the second half, we'll see how this continues forward. We're waiting to find out, obviously. It looks like NiP, there's still life in them. There's no disputing that. But I want to see that Mousesports are still the better side. I liked watching that on Mirage. Again, you will say that that map will so always very favorably towards Mousesports. But I mean, I like watching good CS, and I feel like we've had such turbulent times currently in Counter-Strike with so many roster changes coming in, people settling back into rosters or making these adjustments in in-game leaders and what have you. You kind of miss that well-structured Counter-Strike. It always feels like we're either we're making changes or this isn't working, blah blah. It's nice to have a team that can actually play a solid game of CS, and what a weird event as well, considering NiP just lost out to Virtus Pro on Train.
Sure.
I mean, where does that then put things? Obviously, you can't equate it the same way, but mentally, it's very hard to kind of do those gymnastics around it. But we are live into the second half, the final half of the evening. Mousesports do lead, but it's NiP's turn to play that CT side.
5 sets of armor on the CT side for Mousesports. Again, 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs. All the teams do favor the inside area. I can see, though, Oscar waiting by the dumpster. He'll be going for the long con, maybe going for the rotation frag, trying to get a CT spawn when his teammates do commit. We'll see if that rings true as we get into it now. Big pistol. Whoever comes out on top here will be in great stead, especially if NiP take this one on the CT side. They could snowball out of control. Smoke's deployed towards the connector, of course, and the flashbangs come in. Keep your eye on Oscar at the top of the screen. We'll see whether he does commit towards the back tracks, and they are going to try and push down towards that connector, but Get Right will greet them and get the first kill.
Yeah, this is very interesting. Look at these rotations, but look where that bomb
This is complete.
Yeah, it's oh my god, it's perfect as well. Sunny and Robs get behind them.
That's so weird. What a tactic that is.
That's so good. I don't think they know how well this has just worked out for them. That bomb's not moved. If they just kind of like springboarded quickly off it, if that was their intention, that would have been insane. But now it's kind of left it in that weird predicament where they don't know where people are, what's going on. Oscar and Sunny do get the kills though, so it swings into Mousesports' favor. The bomb will be planted in by the old bomb train. There's 2 players, but here by Pop is Get Right, and that is big. 2 big kills for him. Forrest to find Oscar as well. Removes Sunny. Get Right has just, again, kind of started to pop off in this, but what a weird round.
That's a really interesting strap. We'll just break that one down quickly. So most teams, 90% of teams will go inside on the T-side pistol. A smoke connector, go in together. The idea is to trade out a frag, plant the bomb. So that's exactly what NiP think they're doing. They smoke the connector, and 3 players push towards the connector, go through the smoke, like you pointed out, and they use that as a veil to kind of slip by the CTs in transition. Oscar's waiting at Ivy to split towards outside. They got a player on Pop Dog as well. And then they go towards the other side. It was a great plan, and the bomb got planted late. That was the only problem. I felt like the bomb had to be a little bit more assertive there. They had players up in towards a heaven position. The CTs had no idea what was going on until Get Right arrived and actually started smashing heads in with the USP. Got 4 in total and finds an all-important pistol round here. Bomb was planted, so they're going to take Deagles this round, and Sunny will show them how powerful they are as he gets the first kill. Gives Dennis a taste of his own medicine there. 5 versus 4. No weapon retrieved, but Draken trying to pick up the pieces here towards the Pop Dog.
Here we go. Smoke goes in. That allows Draken a little bit of room to breathe, but looking for more as well. Where's that bomb? Slowly heading up towards the box halls. They could go down Pop still. There's so much room for play, but they only have that smoke, and that's on Sticko for Mousesports. So he's the one who's going to be kind of conducting this piece once that goes in, but I'm not sure where to. You've got Get Right over by B. You've got Res very, very close by Pop. Draken patrolling close as well by kind of Olaf over by E-Box. Bomb's going around towards Ivy, so this is again a bit of a ruse. So you've got 2 players by Ivy, and then you've got the hit coming towards B. So the smoke goes in, you can see Forest spraying into it, tapping away. They spot players crossing. This is a problem. They're going to see that there's no bomb here right now. And I'm wondering when NiP work this out, because you can see Get Right looking for that additional player, the player with the bomb, and the call's been made. Draken is not leaving this site. Smart move from NiP, keeping tabs on where these players are, but will he be able to expect Chris J? They spot him out, as Draken will just wait for his chance to shine, and this should be all but done.
Well, there we go. NiP will be running away with the round. It's going to be Sunny to do what he can with the Desert Eagle here, but it feels like it's a little bit too far gone. They've got plenty of time, 10 seconds here, just to bleed him out, suffocate him. He wants to die at this point, Lauren. How bizarre does that sound?
That's pretty violent, that sentence.
Yeah, he just wants to die, though. They won't let him. He just wants to leave this world, and he'll be denied any cash whatsoever. If they kill him now, that'll be disastrous. At least he takes a deagle and an MP9. That'll be something for the next round, but you can see he only has $2,000. It's still okay, right? But he wanted to buy AKs with his teammates in this round. They will probably still buy them. He can just use the MP9 and armor, so it's not the end of the world. He still has a deagle in his back pocket as well.
Yeah.
Match paused as they work out how they're going to operate here. So they can get Galil's, AK's armor, MP9 armor. It's actually not too bad. We'll see what happens with that. Send him in first on the lower ramp or something like that. 9-8.
Yeah.
Bomb down a pistol. Ecoed in the second. Got 1 kill, but there's the MP9 drop. I think Sunny's one of their key fraggers, so probably someone like Sticko will say, I'll take the MP9, I'll drop you the AK. Because Sunny is a beast.
We haven't really seen that, though, in this game.
Oh, they're not forcing? Like, you know what? It's not worth it.
Okay.
Like, I've never really seen that before. They made some weird financial decisions earlier as well. Against GT Ryan Inferno, they actually won a round where all 5 players died on the T-type Inferno, and they ecoed the following round after winning it. Like, I've never seen anything like it. They took like the CZs and body armor and saved themselves $2 grand, and allowed G2 to...
It doesn't work in my brain, Henry.
No, well, the thing is that G2 did have like 10k per player, so the idea was they couldn't get a full buy together, so they're happy they won the round. But I've never seen anyone eco after winning a round. It's the weirdest thing. They actually won the round at the CZ, so I couldn't argue with too much. But.
That's really cool. But it doesn't look like Mousesports are going to win this round, at least for now. A bit of an exchange going down by Ivy. Oscar left reeling off the back of that, down to 35 HP as Forest keeping him in check. Sunny having a little bit of go of things as well. Oscar is desperately trying for, Daddy's attention, not getting it. Does eventually go down to Forest, and we're down to just 2 players, Chris J and Rops. Make it just Rops in a 1v3, and if only he'd had the bomb, he could have maybe got the plant, but he's a long way away. He might be able to catch someone out here, actually. I don't know how quickly they'll consider this. All the way around by the old bomb train we go, round the back. And Forest is on by Ivy, you've got Geralt on the bomb, and Rez up by the bomb itself. It will be Forest to find him, and there we go. NiP starting to, look alive here. It's 10-8. I want to see that purchase come out now. We've got Oscar available to get the AWP, so that's going to be a nice kind of change of pace. Draken can do the same, so I mean, that's a back and forth we're going to enjoy, but still, I want to see what Mousesports can bring now, because that start went very much in NiP's way.
Well, there we have it. 10-8. Mousesports going for the more conservative approach. There's a knife in spawn, Lauren. I see one of those at least every single day. A team stab. I don't know why it still happens, but it does.
You play too much Face It.
I know about casting. I see it every day.
No, I mean, like, if you play too much Face It.
Oh, I
without
see
team
what you
damage
mean.
on.
Yeah, sure. That does make sense.
Ooh, what are these early trades coming out? Where's this pace come from? Mousesports, did they just rush it? They're just straight out. They're out by E-Box. That was kind of unsuspecting. Rops goes down. Sticko gets kind of a bit of a trade back in, but Christian is very, very up close. He's got a bit of control over Ivy. He's kind of forcing Dennis away from this, and he's ahead of the rest of the team, and he's got the bomb.
This is a very fast approach, you're right, and it's going to be Chris J to light them up. AK-47 going to town there, and that might be enough to win the round single-handedly. Sunny will do his best, and Dennis going for a wild spray there. Could have been enough to win the round. Both of them low, but not meant to be. Mousesports setting the tone for round number 4, and that sent Money into a very difficult and compromised position for NiP. Here's Chris J. He's been fantastic. What a great player, an all-rounder, in-game leader, rifler, secondary AWPer as well. And it seems like that's a really nice round from him. They will force by NiP. 2 AWPs will be Draken and Forest with CZs and a FAMAS. It's a jumble sell by, but we'll see if they can make this one work. It comes down to the main AWPer. The man on your screen right now to try and open things up. Get right with the CZ at the lower ramp.
Good luck, Get Right. You've got possibly 3 players eventually coming towards you. Sunny has just edged his way out. Look at this. So far ahead of where they expect. I wonder if he can get past Dennis. If we can get any more information. He's probably going to try and go for the quick shot and then run off the back of it, but he is going to try and catch one before the turn can come in. That's really smart from Sunny. It's always the ones that if it goes wrong, you look like an idiot. If it works out, you look very smart. He does get one and done, but he now spots out 2 players, I guess, spotting out where Forest was and dying towards Draken. So information passed forward. The bomb's actually coming around by Pop.
This is the big shot. Draken can't connect here. We flashed as well, but Rez coming to life with the FAMAS, and Draken's still struggling here, but his teammates enlarge. And that will be enough to win the round by the looks of things. It will be a 4 versus 2, but now it's just 3. The bomb should be planted here. Oscar's alive with the AWP, and that's where problems really start to appear. But that's shut down. Bomb planted now. Rops up against it. Will he make his way towards the connector? That's the big question here. Get Right spots him, takes him down that CZ. The force buy from NiP working out, and they're going to take the lead even more so. 11-9 now. Get Right. Another flank from him. He's been up to his old tricks tonight for the first time in a while.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Rops got caught out by that, considering Oscar died to him, and then he just kind of like slowly walked around towards connector. I don't know if he expected more time on that or what happened, but Sunny trying to do what he can, get as much ground gain before he did eventually strike, and you know, it went only so well. But on the other side of things, NiP, again, these buys are far from perfect from either side. They are that weird kind of fashion buy.
Yeah,
but
this is the war of attrition right now.
Yeah.
Who's going to crack first? Just keep force buying, get what you can, try and break the other team down with planting. We'll keep doing it. But Mousesports in a spot of bother right now as against round number 6. They do have 2 AKs, but Draken comes with the AWP, spots the elbow of Rops. Will he dare face again? I'm not sure. He throws the flashbang in, but that's not going to catch Draken. But it's enough to just push him off the angle slightly. And how has he hit that shot? That's amazing. Nice work from Draken, but doesn't convert it to his second. It's actually going to work against them. They can pick that AWP up now, potentially. We'll see if they get it. And they do indeed. So that actually is a redundant frag, really. The fact it's a 4-on-4, which technically favours a tease, gives up an AWP as well. That's actually a bit of a disaster after finding that lovely shot in Sticko. And of all the players to find as well, you choose him. Like
Yep.
it.
almost broke the studio. It's fine.
Close.
Yeah, it's all good though.
But it's all fine.
Yeah.
I've done that a few times actually. I've knocked out the mixing desk over before, and like all the
Nice.
microphones are disconnected. But
Oh, that's good.
we managed to make it work.
Yeah, nothing's turned off, so that's the main thing. Could have had an absolute mare with that. But
Western Superman.
Oscar, oh god, it's all gone a bit Pete Tong. Oscar's actually, I think he actually managed to tag Rez through that floor there as well. I don't know if he meant to do that. It's kind of nice if he did.
Wasn't quite deep enough, but it would look quite cool.
But Sunny there to find Rez. So again, it's starting to look better for Mouse. They've got a bit of pace to them. They've really pressured out on this B side of things. The one redeeming factor is Forest on the AWP. A look you don't see very often. There's a bomb will be planted regardless. He can't really stop that. That's going to happen no matter what he wants to do.
There we go. Mousesports with the huge lead here. Bomb planted. Forrest getting absolutely nothing. You can see everything's covered. Rops allowing Oscar just to face from the pop dog here. Back exposed to the ladder. And Dennis doesn't even fancy his chances here. They might just be saving. We know the money's low on either side. And it will be Mousesports to find their double digits. Number 10 coming in. Sticko, 13 frags. Slightly off the pace of his teammates. Same for the Rez, though. He hasn't really done much even since that first half. And we'll turn that off.
We're vibrating in excitement.
But it will be round number 6 in favour of the international squad. A single player. This is really cool stuff. Same kind of vein as FaZe, really. And no one thought they'd have the same. People called them like the mini FaZe originally. Now they're starting to like be level with them and actually challenge them and beat them in some series. Like, it's quite cool. They beat them 2-0 this week in Pro League, so go figure. As we get into 11-10, it's going to go the full distance by the looks of things. Rez will just be on the CZ. Really isn't getting better for him here.
he's an absolute dog of a day, isn't he?
Yeah, and he's got no helmet. I can say UMP could be a bit problematic. Back in single orb this time as they go towards inside. This could be the full-on execute of Get Right, ready and waiting. Great game from him so far. Like we said, showing some of the former glory in terms of the flanks coming in and showing us what he's made of in that respect. And the clutches as well, being very good by him. Flashbang towards lower round. Sunny, I think he's just got wallbanged through. I'm not 100% sure. I think he did through the pop dog though, like the wooden block above that. I think he got headshot through that. I'm not sure.
Feels pretty rough if you're Sunny. Day looks a little bit cloudier, but now the flash comes in. Get Right, can you hold your own here? Mousesports are flooding the site. You've got 2 players heading down towards a ramp as Drake has dealt with them, kind of loosening up Get Right to maybe do something, but he actually can't get it done. There was just too many targets, too many positions. He just couldn't get the timing right on it, couldn't feel it out, so the bomb plant goes in. Mousesports stave off the Wolves. It's a 4v4, but the retake's going to be tricky. The flash is good, but Chris J, a little slow on that one. Didn't hit a bullet, really.
No, that was a really easy kill for him. I hate to say it, but it was, and he missed everything. Fluffed his lines there, and it will be a 4 versus 3. The retake begins. CT's coming in from all angles, including the lower ramp. Rez ready there with the CZ, hoping to find his timing. He actually takes on Oscar, the upper ramp. That's a great kill by him. Finally showing some form of Sticko. Can't win this one, I'm afraid. Dennis will take him down. It comes down to that kill from Chris J. Have they got the kit? Dennis to defuse. I think he'll be absolutely fine at this point. There it is. It will come in, and there it is. I found 2 orbs, 4 players surviving. Their money's going to be swelling now. So I think this was the play. I think I was right, Lauren. I'm always right. Why is that? Tell me.
Why you're always right?
Yeah.
Are you always right?
I think so. Like, I thought about it for a while before I said that.
Yeah.
And I thought, yeah.
And because
I'm
you're
pretty
always
much
right, that statement's going to be right as well.
Yeah,
like the
well,
meta
that's,
game.
yeah, exactly.
You know?
I've doubled down.
Well, I've heard about your Arena of Valor record, so I mean, it's got to be true.
Look, man, Diamond is difficult league to play in, and so is up against Oscar as he takes down Forest again. Great shots, though, being exchanged, locking horns now. NiP and Mousesports will be taking us to all 30 rounds by the looks of things. Mousesports will have the advantage for now, and Draken looking to take it away. Great shot
That's
towards
nice.
Rops. That's the player with the pistol, just to note.
Kind of nice to see Draken at least kind of, you know, getting into it a bit as well with the AWP. It's been a bit of the Oscar, Chris J shows. You know, things have been a little bit quiet on that front, but it looks like NiP don't really know where this hit's coming in or what the intentions are, and I don't know if Mousesports know either, but you do have Chris J slowly but surely building up through Ivy. Dennis, a little late then, but he gets the job done. Down to 10 HP roughly, but he stayed alive, and that's going to kind of, I guess, ring the bell. Ring the sirens for Rez, as he knows now there's a lot of pressure coming his way. Sticko's there, Sunny's there, he's trying to find a safe angle. He's going to spot out just an arm. And he does eventually get the shot through as well. This is good, but Oscar is still alive. There is still trouble afoot. Sticko to find Drake, and we're down to this 2v2. You can see them lingering around, lurking around for the great work from Sticko. It's just Get Right on the flank, but there's Oscar. Not going to miss a beat. Comes back around. 3 kills for him. Good round for Mousesports.
Absolutely. Stealing the game away at this point. Money in the bin for NiP. And we're back at that tug of war once again in terms of the finances. No one with a clear advantage. The reinvestment might cripple Mousesports at this point as well. They'll be purchasing up CZs for Rops again. Chris J, UMP, you know, even after winning the round, they weren't forced by NiP, but their money still in a desperate position. Should be 12-12 at this point, but you never know. The CZs sometimes can steal the rounds away, as we all know. Chris J by himself, isolated, taken down. Get Right gets one with the USP, and I thought that second would come in as well. Damage inflicted, and still an uncomfortable situation for Mousesports.
Oof. That needs kind of calm down, Get Right. He's going to have to back from this. He can't keep pressuring this much. But look at the bomb. And have the CT seen us? They have. Oscar, that shot is phenomenal, though. So quick. Doesn't allow that to slip away from him. And the bomb is recovered. All is well on the Western Front. Get Right is so low at this point. 20 HP. Tagged up. You know, the walking wounded. Going to have to just back away somewhere and maybe find something he can do. If he can get something out of this round, that'd be great. But at the moment, that 1 kill sitting beside him might be all he can get.
3 versus 1. Get Right will get nothing from this. You're right. Sticko and Oscar with some lovely shots there. Let's get to tie things up again. This was the eco for NiP, though, so we'll give them a chance. They're still technically in the lead in terms of even as 12-12 on the CT side, which is much more favoured. It's probably the most biased map we have at this point in the game. It's difficult to say, though. There's a lot of maps that are starting to balance out these days. CSGO just seems to lend itself towards that sort of play, which is good in a way. I prefer the old days. I like it when Inferno was like a 13-2 affair, and you're like, right, got 2 rounds, still workable. And let's dig our heels in on the CT side. We'll just do it back to them as well. I used to like
Wait,
that.
are you lying to us when we're playing games together? You're like, don't worry, guys. It's a T-sided match.
I'm trying. That just goes to show. That's just like character building for me, isn't it? You're just saying.
Gotcha.
You're just saying that Henry's so positive when he plays games with us. He's never
are.
angry.
Mentality is flawless.
Yeah, like he never sighs or goes quiet.
No, never
always,
hurt, never mutes.
No, he's always fine. He's always fine.
And speaking of fine,
Henry, are you still there? That's all right.
Hank, you all right?
Yeah.
Nothing. Just you might get that response. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the shortest response
But then-
physically possible.
He gets himself in the zone. He finds a 4K, and then he's back in the zone. So it's all fine. As we,
Nothing like talking about yourself in the third person.
I know I do that a lot actually. I refer to myself as Batman when I play Arena of Valor as well. So that's a weird thing to do, isn't it?
Henry's evening habits,
Yeah.
confusing everyone. And that's also kind of confusing if you're Sunny. Why did 2 players just run at me? Rez takes him down, and already NiP have a bit of control building. Considering they had a very big lack of utility, armor on Forest, they made up for it somehow, and they did that well. So now they have the man advantage. Can they stick with it?
We'll have a look. They swap over the orb to Dennis, who is proficient in that weapon as well. In Fnatic, he would often pick it up. And now 5 versus 4 NiP need this round. Convert the 5-on-4. 1 minute remaining. Bomb down and T spawn still. Will be collected by Sticko though. He picks it up. And now they'll make their approach towards the outside site. You can see 2 players at Ivy. Oscar been so great this evening. Can he continue it? 45 seconds remaining at this point. He does slowly get map control. 2 players at Pop Dog as well. Presumably just an outside split. We swing off the right hand side to just go towards the backtracks. Maybe an inside split. Being set up here with 2 players towards the brown holes, and that smoke might confirm that. I'll have a look. I think this could absolutely be the old sneak through towards CT spawn, the back door. But they are got players ready, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Well read.
Yeah, I remember when Na'Vi started doing that. That was so cool to see, especially in CSGO. But sadly, this has all been read. It's been seen before. Didn't work out, as you highlighted.
Fake plant. Ooh, going all in. Okay. Get ready to
Alright,
deny
Rops, and you get
that.
some
5 players
fun.
alive. Why wouldn't he deny that? I don't know.
I don't know.
With 10 seconds on the clock as well, you think like this is
Might.
guaranteed the round, take money away from them. Like he can be sacrificed as well. Even if he kills you, you won't be
It's
planted
not,
after
yeah,
that, right?
exactly, not the end of the world. Yeah, interesting. All 5 alive now, and NiP not going to let this one slip. Mousesports make it look a little bit more convincing. You know, he started to get a little bit spicy there, but CT-side aggression coming through.
He's actually helped them out a lot with that $800. Sticker and Rops can probably justify a force buy here. They would have been able to drop either way with Christian and Oscar, but still, like, you want to limit them as much as you possibly can, right? But now they'll be able to buy. It's actually a pretty healthy one overall. There might be a couple of compromises. So yeah, Sticker gets a Galil and no utility pretty much, but overall Oscar on the AWP, that's enough to win a round by itself. Needs to come in. Whereas with the AK this time, double AWP set up on the CT side. NiP looking to take the map back after losing Mirage. Smoke towards Pop Dog. To buy himself a bit of space. He has noticed Chris Shade slip by, and he'll pick up the frag.
This seems very hectic from Mouse. They're just pouring towards Rez, who's so well positioned for this. He defines what he wants to. He smokes out Molotov. Everything's cut away from Pop. They can't hit him from there. And then he gets the 2 kills towards Sunny and Chris J. Well, in the meantime, Draken has had this angle. He knows there's very limited chance that anyone's got past him. Is he ready? He does get a little bit of a flick over, but it doesn't actually connect. Molotovs go in. And Mousesports don't really have any step anywhere in this map.
Well, there we have it. 5 versus 3. One hell of a recovery required here as NiP home in on match points. 5 versus 3. Rops tagged up slightly. Remember, Sticker only has a Galil here. Not ideal given the situation. Still have a minute on the clock though, so not all done just yet. Players like Rops can open things up very quickly. So we'll see if he can get anything done. Looks like an outside play here. We still have Oscar towards inside. Got nothing for it. Peek towards upper and lower. Couldn't find anyone. He'll join his teammate up, Pop Dog, I'd imagine, and Rops will try and maybe boost him up in the Pop Dog room. That could be a play. Sometimes when you're desperate, that's a call that can be made. Maybe have a look as to whether that will happen. Not just yet. Will the boost come in? Not going to go for it at all. They go back towards inside, perhaps. I'm not sure they even know.
What is this? NiP aren't giving them much either. They are really sticking
This is the way to do it, though.
Yeah.
Let them run the timer down. Wait till they fully commit. Forrest, nice shot there. And that's going to be the bomb planted, so we'll give them enough money for the last round. Rops just about gets it down. We better win this one, Oscar, but if you can save the orb, that's great. Get being very cautious tonight. Oscar seems to be aware of the possibility.
So the question is, does Oscar hit the shot if Get Right goes down there? We don't even get to have that fun. Maybe we do. I believe it's just because it's Oscar. Gerard does get it in the end. So, NiP. This is starting to look much better for them. The money's going to stabilize. And they're starting to find answers. This was great from Rez, though. Defining what he wants to fight in.
Segregates the terrorists. You can see they wanted to come for the fast spell outside, but scared to push that smoke, and then his teammates flailing outside. And they get the plant down again, which allows them to buy something here. I don't think it'll be a full investment, but it looks like they're going all in. Some of them are down $1,000, Chris J. UMP is a partial buy, but he spends a bit more. I guess they'll have maximum loss benefits next round with $1,000 is still enough for an AK. So the AWPs are out, looking for match point. NiP. Mousesports will head towards in-up. AWPs not overcommitting just yet.
There we go. One player makes a pass. Draken spots out the next. Chris J goes down, and he was the man who invested quite a bit there, but that'll fall to another's hands. And now we wait and see what happens. We already have two rotated players coming through. So Get Right's there, and you have Dennis there, and of course, as we saw at the start, Draken with the AWP. So I mean, everything's been seen. Mousesports need this hit to be pretty fantastic, and so far it's actually not bad. Draken's been isolated all on his own, and that's kind of worked out to a degree because Sicko's Molotov just found Sunny. I mean, it was a bit of a weird, disjointed one.
Yeah, luckily in CSGO, there's not a massive detrimental cost for killing a teammate. It's only like $300, I think now. Back in the day, it was $1,500, so that used to be a lot of pain caused and arguments created. But overall, 15-12, NiP do find it's going to be 3 in a row for Mousesports to find, even overtime. Sticker hasn't got a gun. Well, there it is. Galil picked up, and Oscar's only got a Deagle armor. He practiced it at the end. We'll have a look as to whether this is the round to keep Mousesports alive and start their path towards overtime.
Overtime, something we all love to see. Tensions at their all-times high, of course. And I don't know, this is quite a weird one. NiP just lost to Virtus Pro, and then we see this happening. I don't know what to make of it. And Mousesports have looked a little flat on this T side. Obviously, the money not been in favor, but Dennis probing for information down by Ivy. He's feeling confident. He's got them on the run. Gets attacked towards Oscar, but he doesn't want to be overzealous, but he's going back in as well. Chris J now put onto on the back foot, to say the least.
Oh, is he, though?
Apparently not, Henry.
No,
Apparently
he's
not.
absolutely
He's fine.
That's the Deagle, of course. From T-spawn all the way towards Ivy. 1 bullet required, and it will be Forrest missing a bit of a sitter there as well. Given the chance, can't connect the bullets just yet. There's a minute remaining, and Rez looking to light them up, and they're starting to look a bit shaky now, but Draken here to save the day. Can he find the shots? He certainly can. That's going to be a 4 versus 2 now, but Sunny fighting back. Best he can is going to take one hell of a performance now. Need 3 more kills, not going to happen. Rez to close it out, and it will be NiP splitting the difference here, taking the final map of the evening after losing on Mirage. Mousesports not really looking their usual best there. Train is normally a really cool map to watch with them. The double AWP potency of Chris J and Oscar, you'd think they'd be running away with this one, but overall their T-side very flat indeed.
Yeah, especially after we saw what we did on Mirage, it all looked like it was, gonna go well for them, but apparently fell flat, not quite there. Curious, especially from a team that's not had these crazy roster changes or big switch-ups in the lineup. You'd kind of want them to be winning these matches, Henry.
Absolutely, but it's a positive step in the right direction from NiP. I guess we focus on them a bit more, considering they're the team trying to rebuild right now, removing their in-game leader of 5 years, bringing in Dennis. And, well, of course, the T-side tactics weren't great, but I did like the adjustment they made, noticing that Rops plays inside by himself. That's why they found the majority of the rounds. Trying to isolate him, he normally anchors that. They took him down with trades and managed to get those last 5 rounds or so. So that was a good adjustment and well played overall.
Yeah.
Well played by you guys as well. Lovely stuff from you. Nice to have you in the studio, Lauren.
Thanks, it's been good.
It has. It's been a while since we got to share a desk once again. Anyway, gonna see you in a bit. See you in a bizzle. Thanks very much,
Not
Henry G
awkward.
and Lauren. Well, it takes 2 to make it awkward, Lauren, and we'll be seeing more from the casters tomorrow. 1 more day to go for us here at the Pro League for week 3. 3, not 2. Now Chad and Yanko hanging out with me to wrap up the day. And before we do that, we're just going to quickly remind you that it's not over. North American Pro League is on the way next. You have a whole cast of your favorite cronies going to be guiding you through just 2 best of 2s, or not best of 2s, whatever you want to call them, 2 map series.
Don't forget to ask Jason to tell you the whale joke.
Oh yes, yeah, please guys, in
Tweeted
the
it.
chat, spam it. He's going to be watching that. It's one of his favorite things to do.
He was
Luminosity Row coming up.
Yeah, he was watching the Luminosity demos just there, getting all the information.
He's going to be teaching you an awful lot about that one, especially against Rogue, a team that a lot of people have a lot of questions about in the North American region, not performing up to par just
That's
yet.
Do you play a Rogue in WoW?
No.
Oh.
Obviously not. I'm a monk main. Jesus.
Sorry, man.
Anyway, uses energy though, same resource. Guys, Counter-Strike. NiP bounced back. Mousesports split both series they played today. G2 get a surprise win, and now we find NiP getting a surprise win versus Mouse.
Yeah, I think for Mousesports, unfortunately, they maybe took their foot off the gas a bit too early. They had a good lead in that first half, and towards the end, NiP managed to string some rounds together. As Henry pointed out, it did make the adjustment going more towards the inner bomb site, where Robs was mostly anchoring by himself, but still, you know, if Mousesports managed to really, you know, ride that momentum to an even stronger first half, you think they will close it out?
Can I turn the tables once more? We've done this a few times tonight. You asked me to pick 2 players. We asked me to pick 1, but then I did 1 for Yanko's team.
He took my player.
So can you tell me who topped the stats for each team and their player names?
Sure, Chad. I mean, it would be my absolute pleasure. I'm just going to go ahead
It's
and
not
make
updated
sure I
yet,
have
is
it.
it?
No, I've got it. Don't worry. I can
Okay.
tell you now.
Yep.
It's going to be Get Right.
No, but kills. Who had the most kills?
Draken
Yeah.
and Oscar.
And who did I say?
I believe it was Draken and Oscar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I was right.
Would you like a pat on the back?
Yeah.
You picked the Hoppers on train, Chad.
No, you didn't actually pat me on
I
the back.
thought you would get paid for more than that.
He picked Orpers on train, and he was right to do so. Get Right, Draken, both providing for the Ninjas in pajamas, close to 30. Oscar keeping the team afloat. Not enough, though, to complete and convert into a 2-0. Train goes the way of the Ninjas in pajamas. It's been a good day, gents. It's been another
been a great
wonderful
day.
adventure. In fact, to remind you guys of what the day may have looked like, you may not have been hanging out with us for the entirety of the evening. Check out today's results. You can see, indeed, a split series for Mouse in both of the games they played today. And in the middle, a little sandwich. Counter-Strike sandwich. We had FaZe picking up themselves 2 quick wins. That's a 6 points for them.
Yeah, FaZe managing to bounce back after that loss yesterday, 2-0 to
Needed it.
Mousesports. I agree, most definitely needed. I think for a team like FaZe, they don't really care about whether they're first or second.
Even if they come 7th.
Yeah, exactly.
Get to
At the
the
end of
league,
the
yeah.
online phase, they just want to get to the playoffs. They're a team that's here to win the whole thing and not necessarily just make it to the playoffs.
Same could be said for some of the presents here tomorrow. These are your games. We start with a bit of a Danish derby.
That's the hot match of the week, Alex. North taking on
Ooh.
Australis, and North have just
Woohoo.
disappointed time and time again, while Australis are at least seeming like they're finding their feet again. The double D combo, Device
combo.
and Dupree, they're up and about. So that's going to be a big match to see what's the haps.
Yeah, and heroic third day in a row. Mousesports third day in a row. We get to see how they end the third week, and also in the middle, something that would have been a great match 2 years ago, 3 years ago, but now it's just another game.
Another game and another day. That's right, another one coming up you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much for hanging out with us here at the Xfinity Analyst Desk at the Intel Esports Arena. Much love and kisses. See you tomorrow for some more Counter-Strike as we end out week 3.